I'm Bryan Reeves. Hi. In all of the coaching work that I'm doing with men and women and couples, what I'm realizing, and of course I woke up to this in my own life as well, and I see how it's impacted my relationships with women is, bless you, is we're all living with this little box. I call it the stress-free box. I know that's kind of more of a trapezoid, but you get it. It's a box, and basically inside this stress-free box is where, when life happens inside that box, we're good, right? But as soon as life, or particularly a partner, shows up and they act in ways that don't fit inside that box, we collapse. We either freak out. I'm talking particularly to masculine energy right now, right? Holding that box of what we can contain of life, right? So when life shows up, when your partner shows up outside of that box, we collapse. We run away. We may just run away in our heads, but we check out or we fight, right? We basically get back in that box. Get back in my stress-free box. Stop showing up in all these ways that I don't understand and I can't deal with. Get back in my stress-free box so that I can feel better. It's another way of saying, I love you, but only if you make this easy for me, right? Think about that. I love you, and I will love you, but only if you make this easy for me. What kind of love is that really? And yet that's what most of us are doing by living in a way that says, stay in my stress-free box and we'll be okay, right? So a lot of the work that I'm doing, and of course doing it myself, and I see how, a number of years ago, I had a very passionate, amazing girlfriend who, man, she was expressive and feminine and amazing and brilliant and just incredible. I couldn't hold her because my stress-free box was like this, and I wasn't stepping up in all kinds of ways to really give my masculine presence to her, and it was painful for her. And so she demonstrated in all kinds of ways that weren't healthy, they weren't mature, but she didn't know what was going on either. She just knew she didn't feel good. She didn't feel safe. So she kept kind of, what I would say, going crazy, acting mean, clipping my balls off, punching me in the stomach, literally in that case. And what I didn't realize was, again, I was demanding she live inside that box or I'm not going to love you. I'm going to check out. And what do you think that did? It made it worse. That's right. So a lot of the work that I've been doing for myself and that I work with also, particularly when I work with men in heterosexual relationships, is to be able to increase the capacity, make that box bigger, increase, I call it in another way, is like our bandwidth for what we can hold, right? If life shows up outside that bandwidth, we're screwed. And actually, we're not screwed because women don't want to sleep with us. We can't hold them. But by increasing our bandwidth, by making that stress-free box bigger, increasing our capacity to be with the fullness of life, the fullness of a woman, to keep our hearts open and love, even when a woman doesn't show up the way we want her to, even when she doesn't make any logical, rational sense to us, but we can keep our heart open and expand that stress-free box. I mean, that's the journey that we're on. And if you're a man and you're watching this, or you're a masculine woman perhaps, and you're watching this, you know what I'm talking about. You know how you long to be able to hold the fullness of your intimate partner. No matter how they show up, something in you longs to be able to hold them, that they're a place that they can just unload themselves on you. And I don't mean it abusively, but I mean just bring you all of them. We long for that as much as they long to be able to bring all of them to us. They long for that. But when we force them into this tiny little stress-free box and they have to cut all of that other stuff out, well, bodies shut down, relationships stagnate. Sexually, women's bodies, the feminine body shuts down when she can't express the fullness of her nature. She doesn't want to have sex as much because, she's cut herself off. And we've insisted to fit inside that little stress-free box. So just think about that, right? Increasing our capacity to hold life, right? There's a lot of meditations, breathing exercises, awareness practices, mindfulness, right? But I just want you to think about that. How big is your stress-free box? And how are you acting in ways that say, I will love you if you make this easy for me, right? That's just another way of saying, get inside my stress-free box. What's the cost of that? All right. Hope this was helpful and shed a little bit of light on an essential aspect of masculine and feminine intimate relating. My name is Bryan Reeves. Please share this or let me know if you have any comments or questions. Just scratching the little tiny little surface of this massive exploration. It's juicy stuff, and it's been changing my life and the life of the people I'm working with, and I really hope that this can serve you and your partner and your relationships, and let's make some exquisite love out there. All right, y'all. Peace.